Good morning. Welcome to RSBN Live. I'm Matthew Alvarez. Obviously, a rainy day there in Washington, D.C. The same goes for here in the Southeast and across various parts of the country. We'll talk about that in a Flashback Friday segment in just a bit. Also, quick question, since it's Friday, happy Friday to you. I know there's a lot of news going on out there, but since, when you do mix rain with maybe a weekend, you might want to watch a movie, right? Well, in talking to one of the new staff members here at Right Side, what does Jurassic Park, Star Wars, the original Star Wars, and the Back to the Future trilogy have in common? Well, this new staffer has not seen any of those movies. Can you believe it? Back to the Future, one of my faves, right? Star Wars, Jurassic Park. He hasn't seen them yet. Well, hopefully one day he will. All right, so 9:04 a.m. Great to have you with us here on this Friday, February 20th. Let's do this. At 9:30, we know that the president will participate in a working breakfast with governors from around the country. So we'll have that here live on RSBN. That will be held in the state dining room at the White House. We'll go over some of the specifics as well when it comes to the various governor races. There are 36 races coming up in the midterms for various governors across the country. So a lot of gubernatorial races. All right, let's do this. Let's go to Carolyn Levitt. She posted a video yesterday highlighting a number of points from the White House. Let's take a look.
For purchasing single-family homes. Are you a young person struggling to afford your first home? Well, here are 4 things that President Trump is recently doing to bring down the cost of housing and make it more affordable for you. Number 1, President Trump recently signed an executive order banning large institutional investors like Blackstone from purchasing single-family homes in the United States. This means that there will be more housing supply for you and your family, not wealthy billion-dollar corporations on Wall Street. Number 2, President Trump recently made Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac purchase $200 billion worth of mortgage bonds to drive down mortgage rates. And the result? Mortgage affordability has now hit a 4-year high. Joe Biden hiked mortgage rates up. President Trump is going to bring them down. Remember, his first term mortgage rates were 2.65%, a record low. Number 3, President Trump is deporting illegal aliens from our country who are taking up American housing supply. As a result, rent prices have fallen for the past 6 months, again reaching a 4-year low, and we expect these prices to continue to fall for you and your family. Number 4, President Trump is cutting red tape at a historic pace to speed up housing construction, increase supply, and therefore bring down costs. President Trump believes that America is strongest when we are a nation of home owners, not renters, and that is why he is doing everything in his power to unlock the American dream and make housing more affordable again. A lot of progress has been made, but the best is yet to come.
All right, so that video posted to Rapid Response 47 on X just last night. Of course, looking live there at the U.S. Capitol building. Political nerds like myself, I'm growing into being more of a nerd when it comes to politics, when it comes to history in the sense of things like the U.S. Capitol building. I didn't ask the director to put that shot up, but I'm glad he did, because last night I was looking at various videos of when the Capitol was built and kind of the formation of it. And there was this much smaller dome back in the day and all the things. It's always interesting to look at some of that stuff. The founding of our country, 250 years ago, as we get ready to celebrate that anniversary, that birthday coming up July 4th, it's something that we don't forget. The foundation of what we're all doing this for on the right side of history and conservative media, those that are running for office or those that are already in office, you would hope that everybody's saying, let's just do this for the basics of the founding documents, the Constitution, all the things. But as George Washington said, this quote of the day, let's get to it right here. He said, guard against the imposters of pretended patriotism, end quote. Our quote of the day, guard against the imposters of pretended patriotism. How many times have we seen maybe a rhino or a Democrat talk about we the people? and you know that they're not coming from the contextual place of the right part of actions louder than words. You know what I mean? So anyway, that's a great quote from our first president. Guard against the imposters of pretended patriotism. Wow. Didn't know he said that until just yesterday. So again, just, when you have the information age at your fingertips with the iPhone or the Droid or, iPad, whatever, you don't have to go to the library much more or to check out an encyclopedia, that kind of thing. You have it right there. Anyway, just getting over a little bit of feeling under the weather. So thanks so much for sticking with us live here. It's 9:09. We're going to go to Washington, D.C., of course, where at the state dining room, President Trump will be holding a breakfast with governors from across the country. And I looked at some of the comments on YouTube and Rumble and all that, and people are wondering, will this get spicy? You remember last time, I believe it was the Maine governor that spoke up, and there was a little bit of verbal sparring back and forth from President Trump and the governor of Maine. So we'll see if that kind of thing happens again. Regardless, we'll be there live with President Trump as he will have this breakfast this morning. Of course, a lot of stories, again, that we're tracking out there. We'll get to some of those specifics. But in the meantime, just getting warmed up, getting started here. Let's go back to Georgia for a video from the White House. Let's go to clip 3.
See what he wants? He wants me, let's see, dear American.
It's the Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award.
Wow, that's pretty good.
But I don't want his name on there. So can you help me out?
I love it.
He doesn't want Biden's name on his Lifetime Achievement Award. Yeah. Mine's not an auto pen. His is. That's an auto pen. See that? That's an auto pen. See, that's an auto pen. You want me to cross it off?
Yes.
There's
That's it right there.
That's an auto pen signature.
That's it.
You think he signed it? He didn't sign that. Crazy, man.
That's a lifetime.
Crazy stuff, right?
That's crazy.
I don't know how he did that. Auto pens. It's insulting if you think about it. Okay, now you have a real Lifetime Achievement Award. Thank you, everybody.
As you saw, President Trump there yesterday in Georgia, in Rome, Georgia, to be specific. You saw that speech right here on Right Side Broadcasting Network, that great coverage from RSBN host Robert McNeely in the field as he was talking to a number of great patriots in line waiting to see the president. Speaking of the president, speaking of the White House, of course, earlier this week, Black History Month was celebrated at the White House, not only for today, as the president said, but for the next week and the month and the whole century, the president said. So let's go to that video, clip number 4.
Well, I want to thank you all and welcome you to the White House on this very special occasion. It is indeed. I've been at every one of them, and we celebrate the 100th anniversary of Black History Month. That's a big deal.
As we celebrate this special day in not only Black history, but American history, this year that we've been here, under President Trump, the Lord has been so gracious to us, and he's been faithful, and the president has been a tremendous leader.
We are living under the administration of the greatest president in our lifetime.
As you look out upon this sea of Black Americans, this president hears you. This president cares for you.
Happy Black History Month, happy Black History Year, and happy Black History Century. Thank you all.
And you saw there, if you watched our coverage, everyday America, people that are maybe not on a conservative network or definitely not mainstream, maybe not running for office, but someone that doesn't have a huge platform but works hard every day, that kind of thing. Well, President Trump and the RNC, if you remember back in the RNC from 2024 over the summer, they had a whole segment of the everyday American speaking. And that is what we saw at the White House just this past week as well. And that's always good to hear from we the people, right? That's the same thing that we do here at Right Side Broadcasting Network when we're interviewing various people that are outside the venue. It's people like you, people like me. It's just all of us on the side of freedom, on the side of the Constitution, and all of that. So great to see those kind of things happening. Meantime, here are some of the stories we're monitoring at this hour. Will there be an attack or a surgical strike or peace struck between the United States and Iran? So we'll see what happens there. Another story, will there be any more Epstein files released or any developments with that story? And will the Senate pass the Save America Act? Because as you guys know, if we want elections to go to that next level of free and fair, we have to pass that Save America Act, which would have people simply show photo ID and proof of citizenship in order to vote in federal elections. Just imagine if we went to Romania. And by the way, I've known Romanians over the course of my life, and they're some very sweet, good people. But if we went to Romania and we said, let's gather 233 Romanians on a jet. Let's bring them over to the United States. Oh, and let's go to another country, Chad, Africa. Let's go to Japan. Let's go to England. And let's just fly over a bunch of people and have them vote in the United States election. That's exactly what this is all about. We don't want that happening. We don't want illegal aliens voting in our elections. It is so common sense. The problem is, if you remember in the Biden regime, that actually happened. People were flown in from various countries to this country, and the airplane door opens and they go down the jetway and they go to Terminal 1, whatever it is, at the Chicago airport. I know because I was there traveling through Chicago on the way to Iowa for a campaign event last year, I believe it was, or 2023. And I ran into someone from Congo and Venezuela. And I have that post on my Truth Social account. I've aired it here on the network. And these are illegal immigrants or illegal aliens just being flown in to the country. Are they going to vote in our elections? That's the point. We need to have photo ID and proof of citizenship. Simple as that. Again, let's remember that simple, common sense thought. What if we went to Australia? We took 233 people. Let's put them on a plane. Let's ship them over here to the United States. Go ahead and go and vote. That's the kind of thing that we're trying to stop. Figuratively speaking, when it comes to the illegals that are already in our country. So yes, voter ID and also proof of citizenship. Meantime, this all brought to you by some great sponsors, including mypillow.com/RSBN, the great Mike Lindell running for governor in Minnesota. We're going to get into a lot of those specific races coming up for the midterms. There are 36 states that may have a new governor after the midterms. We'll get into that from 270 to Win, that great website that's out there. Outside of that, mypillow.com/RSBN, of course, a lot of great products there, a great company in Minnesota. Looking forward to seeing Mike Lindell as the governor there, switching things all around for the people of Minnesota. There's only a few that are the woke types and those that are anti-God, family, country, that kind of thing there. But we'll see what happens. mypillow.com/RSBN. Let's also go to RSBN Donate, where you could actually donate to the network. You could also use Rumble Wallet if you'd like. We'll talk about Rumble Wallet in just a minute. Text RSBN to 801-801 or go to rsbnetwork.com/donate. Also, one more way, let me find it here, that you guys can send in any checks. Because I heard yesterday when Robert McNeely was out there in Rome, Georgia, and one of the people said, I'm glad I don't have to use a computer or a phone and that I can send you guys a donation straight up, snail mail, the old school way, and you can do that to a P.O. box here in Alabama. You can mail us cash or a check to 1550 Opelika Road, Suite 6, Box 344, Auburn, Alabama, 36830. All right, it is 9/18, Friday, February 20th. Again, thank you so much for streaming in. As soon as we see that feed at the White House, we'll take you there live. Of course, this morning is all about a meeting, a breakfast meeting, a working breakfast meeting with governors from around the country. That'll be at the state dining room at the White House. And specifically, according to 270 to Win, the upcoming midterms will see a wide open 2026 governor elections map as 36 governorships will be contested in 2026. According to 270 to Win, as of January 2026, there is a nearly even partisan split of governors. There are 26 Republican governors out there, 24 Democrats, and again, 36 states holding elections for governors in 2026. So there are 15 incumbents who are, of course, ineligible to run due to the term limits. So a lot to be had in the midterms, not only with gubernatorial races, of course, Senate, House, all over the place, whether it's the state level, county level, local level, of course, the federal elections. President Trump saying the other day on Truth Social that there's going to be voter ID for the midterm elections. He said it on there. You can check it out if you'd like. Speaking of President Trump and Truth Social, a lot of people are talking about a post President Trump shared on that platform saying, quote, based on the tremendous interest shown, I will be directing the Secretary of War and other relevant departments and agencies to begin the process of identifying and releasing government files related to alien and extraterrestrial life, unidentified aerial phenomena, UAPs, and unidentified flying objects, of course, UFOs, and any and all other information connected to these highly complex but extremely interesting and important matters. God bless America, end quote. That from the president. We're about 10 minutes out from going to the White House to see the president, along with a number of governors. But this is probably a quick, good time to talk about space. As we get closer to our nation's 250th birthday, let's go to a video from the youngest military branch, the United States Space Force. Clip 7.
Founders envisioned not just a free nation, but one strong enough to preserve that freedom. As the United States stands on the threshold of 250 years of freedom, U.S. Space Command carries that legacy forward into the newest warfighting domain. From protecting the space architecture critical to the joint force to enabling the systems that drive economic prosperity and national defense. Space superiority ensures our military can move, decide, and strike faster than any adversary, and ensures those who threaten our way of life are met with credible consequences. Marking a key chapter in its growth, U.S. Space Command highlights a year of command and control that strengthened our warfighting advantage. We've conducted multinational operations in space, led large-scale war games across domains, enhanced battle space awareness using AI and machine learning, and demonstrated real-world sensor integration to maintain decision advantage. We're optimizing space operations, strengthening vital partnerships, protecting the joint force and the freedoms it was built to defend. From the ultimate high ground to the last tactical mile, we are U.S. Space Command.
And of course, we'll have the launch of Artemis 2 via NASA coming up. That's going to be in March, the date yet to be set. I'm also in touch with some of the people there at NASA to get someone on camera here for an interview coming up in the next week or so. So looking forward to all of that. Meantime, if you're just joining us, here are some of the stories we're monitoring and tracking. Of course, the question on a number of people's minds out there, will there be an attack or a surgical strike or peace struck between the United States and Iran? We'll see what happens. Will there be any more Epstein files released or any developments with that story? And will the Senate pass the Save America Act, as we discussed earlier, of course, voter ID and proof of citizenship? Well, it's 7 minutes until we head out to the White House. Of course, it's kind of cloudy and was rainy this morning in Washington, D.C., and it was raining this morning down here in the southeast. So let's go further south to Miami, Florida on November 6, 2022, a flashback Friday here for you, when a huge thunderstorm passed through toward the end of President Trump's speech. Let's take a look at this flashback Friday.
passion. We are a nation where free speech is no longer allowed, where crime is rampant and out of control like never before, and where more people died of COVID in 2021 than in 2020. And we are a nation that is allowing Iran to build a massive nuclear weapon in China to use the trillions of dollars it has taken from us to build a military to rival our own. And just 2 years ago, we had Iran, China, Russia, and North Korea joined. And they weren't going to do a thing against us. Not a thing. Is this the greatest? This might be the greatest rally we've ever had. And perhaps most important, we are a nation that is no longer respected or listened to around the world. We are a nation that in many ways has become a joke.
I remember like it was yesterday because I was there with another colleague of mine and also someone that's working here at the network. I just said, I was at that one. And yeah, that was quite the rally. Do you guys remember that? Miami, Florida, November of 2022. And I remember tracking on Radar Scope, a shameless plug for, I think, a great weather app, but tracking the severe thunderstorm on the way. And the president just keeps on going. He keeps talking. There's lightning, there's thunder, there's wind, there's rain. It's not something you usually want to be outside for. Well, President Trump kept on going. I was soaking, everybody was soaked there. But you can see the Miami crowd, right? They just were chanting, standing, cheering, chanting USA. President Trump saying, this is the best rally we've ever had. Things were falling all over. I mean, it was quite the moment. But we don't live only in moments. Of course, we have logic and you have emotion, right? Great to have an emotional, great time. But logic, of course, the strength of this country, the strength of we the people. And if you remember earlier, I was sharing a quote with you from our first president. He said, guard against the imposters of pretended patriotism. We see that there are people out there that would act like they're so patriotic, but actions speak louder than words. So we want to see people that speak our language. And that's the thing for President Trump over the past 3 elections. He crushed it. And all 3 elections won by a landslide. We know what happened in 2020. You remember all the swing states in 2016, 2017? All the swing states in 2024, 2025, basically, all went to President Trump. And for some reason, somehow in 2020, they all went to Joe Biden sitting in the basement. It's a little bit of a flashback Friday. I keep it going right now. Let's keep talking about this stuff because we don't forget the heart of the matter here at the network and interviewing many of you out there outside of many venues. We still want to see all 20 core promises that the president and the RNC has promised the American people, including ending the weaponization of government, number 9 out of 20. Number 19 out of 20 is securing our elections. So there's a lot that we want to see. There's a lot that's already happened. And we know that over the years, President Trump, since 2015, like a linebacker, like a running back, just bulldozed down the fake news, really showed us a lot of things that we weren't aware of. How about just political people speaking and telling it like it is and calling out the media? That was awesome. So, again, just a little reminiscing here from 2022 and from years ago when George Washington said, guard against the imposters of pretended patriotism. What an awesome quote. I mean, sometimes less is more, right? I did not have coffee today. I just feel very awake. I guess after being under the weather for the past couple of days, it's you kind of want to flap your wings a little bit. Anyway, let's go to a few of our great sponsors here on Right Side Broadcasting Network. All Family Pharmacy is one of them. So with storms and severe weather disrupting travel deliveries over the past few weeks and access to just getting the care you need, many people are being reminded how important preparation really is. Imagine already having a flu medication kit at home or a few months of your blood pressure medication on hand instead of trying to refill prescriptions during storm delays. All Family Pharmacy helps make that possible. So patients can actually order prescription medications online ahead of time. And then also a licensed doctor reviews the request, writes the prescription. Medications are shipped directly to your home. So there's no waiting rooms, no insurance roadblocks, no last-minute panic. They offer antibiotics, antivirals, Tamiflu, ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, mebendazole, NAD+, your regular maintenance medications, and hundreds of other prescription medications. So it's about access, preparation, and having what you need when it matters most. If access and preparation matter to you, you've got to choose the right pharmacy right there, allfamilypharmacy.com/RSBN. Use the RSBN 10 promo code, it goes a long way. Let's go to angelpace.com as well. So if you go there, you can peruse the site. If you're looking for a gift for a loved one, go ahead and make a purchase if you'd like. Obviously, out of Spring, Texas, some great people there hiring veterans and also a great percentage off when you use the RSBN promo code. So there's just a lot to check out, so go ahead and check that out, angelpace.com, a great longtime sponsor, as it is now the bottom of the hour, 9:30 on the East Coast, 6:30 on the West Coast. And thanks so much for joining us coast to coast and including, of course, the Central Time Zone. A shout out to everybody in that time zone and the Mountain Time Zone. Thank you guys so much for live streaming in, whether you're watching live or on replay. Grateful for you guys to be with us as we continue our coverage this morning. So, any minute now, the 47th President of the United States will participate in a working breakfast with governors from around the country. That will be held in the state dining room of the White House. If you're just joining us, we talked about a lot of news of the day, a lot going on out there, including the Iranian situation, what's going to happen there. We've spoken about the Epstein files, what will happen there when it comes to any more files being released. And then also speaking about Save America Act, the Save America Act. So those are some of the big stories that a lot of people are talking about. And of course, we're just reporting what we're seeing out there and glad to do so. All right, so this upcoming midterms, we'll see a wide open 2026 governor elections map as, get this, 36 governorships will be contested this year alone. That's a lot of gubernatorial going on right there. Meantime, according to 270 to win as of January 2026, there is a nearly even partisan split of governors, 26 Republicans and 24 Democrats. Again, 36 states hold elections in 2026 when it comes to the gubernatorial races. There are 15 incumbents. They're ineligible, of course, because of term limits. All right, so it's 8:32 Central Time, 9:32 on the East Coast. Getting ready to go to the White House. This is going to be at the state dining room. Last time this happened, I don't know if it was a breakfast or a lunch. Does anybody remember? I don't. But I do know that the governors were in there for some sort of meal at the White House, and President Trump was at the podium. And I believe it was the governor of Maine, was it not, that had a few, in hockey or in sports, they call it chirping. A little bit of chirping going on there from the governor of Maine. And President Trump shot that down quickly. You just don't mess with a guy like President Trump. He's going to get you on that. But at the end of the day, we'll see if anything like that happens here with this working breakfast. So we're going to be going to the White House in about less than a minute at this point. Again, monitoring the stories here on Right Side Broadcasting Network. If you're just joining us, for the past half hour, we went over some great stories, some great videos, Flashback Friday, talking about a lot. But right now we're seeing a feed from the White House. So we're going to send it there any second from now as the 47th President of the United States participates in that working breakfast with governors from around the country. I'm seeing a number of people clapping. We'll get that feed up here in just a second here as the president is shaking hands with a number of governors. So that feed will be popping up any second from now. And again, we'll be hearing the entire speech. Let's go there to 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
Well, thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very much. And I guess we're going to be asking the press to leave. And that way we're going to talk very candidly and take questions, I think, at the end. It wasn't supposed to be. I just said to Susie, what about questions? Sir, you can do whatever you want. I don't know if she says that to other people that she's represented over the years. But thank you very much for being here. It's a great honor. And the media, thank you. You can leave now.
Oh, right. So we were not expecting that. I know you weren't expecting that either. So this is what we'll do. We're going to go to a commercial break. We're going to kind of see what's going on there. Again, this is way out of our hands. You saw the commander-in-chief saying the press can leave. That's us. So all the cameras in there are going out the door. We originally thought that this breakfast with the governors from around the country and the speech there from the president would be live. But hey, you can't be upset at the messenger. That's us again. Hello. All of the media outlets, by the way, whether it's the fake news or other conservative media like us, there's no one doing this live because you just saw the president say, exit stage left. Let's take a quick commercial. We'll be right back here on Right Side.
Welcome to Right Side Broadcasting Network, your trusted conservative news outlet. At RSBN, we deliver the truth when the mainstream media falls short. Since 2015, we've proudly broadcasted every single one of President Trump's iconic MAGA rallies, bringing you the excitement and energy live before anyone else. By watching RSBN, you get an unfiltered front row view of the action on the ground. We interview the crowds to give a voice to millions of Americans just like you. We show you President Trump's speeches in their entirety, free from interruptions and censorship. We cover the stories that matter to you with the integrity and passion you deserve. Thank you for choosing RSBN as your home for America First News. Together, we stand strong, united, and informed. So join us and be part of the right side of history.
Hey y'all, it's Silk from Diamond and Silk Chit Chat Live. Look, don't forget to watch my show right here at Right Side Broadcasting Network, and I want you to support Right Side Broadcasting Network. It's imperative that you do so, okay? Bye-bye.
allfamilypharmacy.com/RSBN. You can scan that QR code now, RSBN10. That is the code, easy to remember, for 10% off. This is ivermectin, hydrochloroquine, antibiotics that will save you and yours from bacterial and viral infections, NAD+, and much, much more. 200 essential medications and emergency medical kits, the meds you trust delivered to your door.
It's finally here, our second annual mega sale. This sale only comes around once a year, so take advantage of the best offers ever while you can. For example, save 50% on our Giza Dream bed sheets, as low as $29.98. And for the first time ever on TV, MyPillow mattresses and MyPillow mattress toppers, as low as $99.98. And you save 50% on our Lux Pure 6-piece towel sets, regular $69.98. Now only $39.98. And our best-selling standard My Pillows, regular $49.98, on sale for $17.98. Wait on it, mega sale, only $14.98. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use this promo code to take advantage of our second annual mega sale. But wait, there's more. To make the mega sale even more special, when you order right now, your order's going to ship absolutely free.
Welcome back to Right Side Broadcasting Network, seeing if there's any more of a feed there from the White House. In the meantime, let's go to some of our sponsors, Rumble Wallet. You may have seen the conversations happening online lately. Censorship is back, and it's happening everywhere. Platforms are controlling narratives and pushing the stuff they want us to see. We need to fight back in the information area, of course, and Rumble is the only company that has stood the test of time and deserves our support. So on one side, Rumble is challenging big tech, censorship. But now on the other side, they have introduced something that will give us protection from the big banks shutting us off. Banks can cancel our accounts and freeze our cards. So that's why Rumble has launched Rumble Wallet. It's a wallet that no one could cancel and a wallet that supporters can use to instantly tip creators like us here at Right Side without any middleman taking cuts. So with Rumble Wallet, you control your money, not a bank, not a government, not a tech company, not even Rumble can touch it. It's yours and only yours to protect your future and family. So you can buy and save digital assets like Bitcoin and Tether Gold in one place. So Tether Gold is simply real gold on the blockchain. It's with ownership of physical gold bars. So it's not only a wallet to buy and save, but it also allows you to support your favorite creators by easily tipping them with a click of a button. So there will be no fees when you tip our channel or others, and we actually receive the tip instantly, unlike other platforms out there where we have to wait for payouts. So you can support our show and other creators by clicking the tip button on the channel, the Rumble channel, of course, with Right Side, or any conservative area. It's wallet.rumble.com. You can download Rumble Wallet today, open an account, and step away from the big banks for good. Wallet.rumble.com or search Rumble Wallet in the app stores. All right, let's go to one more opportunity there. If you'd like to donate to the network, just text RSBN to 801-801 or rsbnetwork.com/donate. All right, so it's 9:41. You saw the president there enter the room, shake some hands, and then ask the press to leave. So what may happen is, who knows, will the feed pop back up for some reporters' questions? We just don't know at this point. That's the same way it is for every network on earth right now, because at the White House, if you've ever been there, which many haven't, I know, but there's a lot of the press, right? A lot of the cameras in the back of the room. Well, they were all asked to leave. So that's one of our feed cameras is gone. So all of them are gone. So maybe the president will have that private speech with the governors there. Maybe, I'm not even going to speculate as to why this has happened. I was just thinking last time this happened, the Maine governor was starting to get a little frazzled and said some things to the president, and the president shot back saying a number of things, and it was kind of a back and forth at what was supposed to be a meal. So maybe it's to avoid that. Who knows? I don't, because we just saw what happened there. Director, do we have that clip just of the president entering for those that are just joining us? Okay, let's go to show you what we have here and what any network has right now. Let's go to that.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
Well, thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very much. And I guess we're going to be asking the press to leave. And that way we're going to talk very candidly and take questions. I think at the end it wasn't supposed to be. I just said to Susie, what about questions? Sir, you can do whatever you want. I don't know if she says that to other people that she's represented over the years. But thank you very much for being here. It's a great honor. And the media, thank you. You can leave now.
All right, so that's what we saw earlier, if you're just joining us right now. So that's what's happening. The media has been asked to leave the room. At the end of the day, if there's any more coverage or any more feeds, of course, we upload those to all of our social channels here, all of our channels like Rumble and YouTube, X, our app, everything. So we will go there if that's the case. In the meantime, we know that the president will be having that meeting with the governors from around the country, and also the upcoming midterms will see that wide open 2026 governor elections map. So 36 governorships will be contested in 2026. So a lot to be had in the midterms coming up in 2026. All right, let's end with the quote from the first president of the United States of America: "Guard against the imposters of pretended patriotism." Pretty powerful stuff. As soon as we see anything live, we'll bring it to you. I'm Matthew Alvarez. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you again soon.
Welcome to Right Side Broadcasting Network, your trusted conservative news outlet. At RSBN, we deliver the truth when the mainstream media falls short. Since 2015, we've proudly broadcasted every single one of President Trump's iconic MAGA rallies, bringing you the excitement and energy live before anyone else. By watching RSBN, you get an unfiltered front row view of the action on the ground. We interview the crowds to give a voice to millions of Americans just like you. We show you President Trump's speeches in their entirety, free from interruptions and censorship. We cover the stories that matter to you with the integrity and passion you deserve. Thank you for choosing RSBN as your home for America First News. Together, we stand strong, united, and informed. So join us and be part of the right side of history.
Hey y'all, it's Silk from Diamond and Silk Chit Chat Live. Look, don't forget to watch my show right here at Right Side Broadcasting Network, and I want you to support Right Side Broadcasting Network. It's imperative that you do so, okay? Bye-bye.
allfamilypharmacy.com/RSBN. You can scan that QR code now, RSBN10. That is the code, easy to remember, for 10% off. This is ivermectin, hydrochloroquine, antibiotics that will save you and yours from bacterial and viral infections, NAD+, and much, much more. 200 essential medications and emergency medical kits, the meds you trust delivered to your door.
It's finally here, our second annual mega sale. This sale only comes around once a year, so take advantage of the best offers ever while you can. For example, save 50% on our Giza Dream bed sheets, as low as $29.98. And for the first time ever on TV, MyPillow mattresses and MyPillow mattress toppers, as low as $99.98. And you save 50% on our Lux Pure 6-piece towel sets, regular $69.98. Now only $39.98. And our best-selling standard MyPillows, regular $49.98, on sale for $17.98. Wait on it, mega sale, only $14.98. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use this promo code to take advantage of our second annual mega sale. But wait, there's more. To make the mega sale even more special, when you order right now, your order's going to ship absolutely free.